So it's the release day of the next Hunger Games, the prequel, Sunrise Over the Reaping, whatever it's called. I don't care what it's called. I'm excited to read it, but first, we gotta go and get it. So, oh my god, I got it. My brother took me into town, rush hour. I was like, it's fine, I'll get the train. He was like, no, I'll take you. So we went, and oh my god, I got it. I was the first person in the Waterstones. I had some other Waterstones opening early, but the one nearest me, it's not a very popular place, so I didn't expect that. But I'm gonna get comfy, and I'm basically just going to spend today reading this. I can't wait. I'm not a big fan of the dust cover. The back's okay, but what I do love, oh my god, when you take the dust cover off, this, I think that's stunning. And the, I think it's called M pages. Those are gorgeous, but not mad crazy about this. I think I'm just gonna take it off. I don't usually read hard books with this on. So it is 11:50, I don't know if you can see on my phone, it's quite bright. I've just got up to page 90, or the start of chapter 7, and I am loving it so far. I love the Hunger Games. I already knew it was going to be good when I went to pick it up this morning. When it got announced, I knew it was going to be good. Like, anytime I pick up a book and like the reviews on the front or like on the back cover say, like, just because the Hunger Games, the next Hunger Game, I'm always like, this reviewer comparing this book to the Hunger Games, I feel like sets the book up for failure, because the Hunger Games is just so amazingly written, so well thought out, just amazing on every level. I'm a writer, and this is the kind, like, I want to be as good as Susan Collins. Like, I think she's absolutely amazing. But anyway, this isn't going to be a spoiler-free video. I love it so far. I love all the other characters that you hear about in other books. Personally, I am bad with names, so I didn't recognise everyone straight away, but I was like, I feel like I remember you. So I definitely think if you know the Hunger Games better than me, and also better with names, you're going to love it a lot more. But for example, Mags and Astrid, who's Katniss's mum, the Mockingjay pin, Tam, Amber, Clark, Carmine, all these other characters, I'm just basically loving being back in Panem in the Hunger Games world, which I know sounds like a weird thing to say since it's so horrific. But you know what I mean? Like when you go back to a fantasy book or a science fiction book and you just love the world and the characters and being there, even though it is a horrific place. But I love it so much, and I guess I like the way the games are done differently. The games are done differently in every single iteration of the Hunger Games, but yeah, really enjoying it so far. And I'll see how much I can read this afternoon. I'm hoping to get a lot more done. I would have read more, however, my brother offered to take me into town to get the book, but it was rush hour obviously because we were going from Waterstones opened. So I wish I got on the train. So I went in all that traffic, so I could have started earlier, I could have started on the train, but it is what it is, and I was still very grateful he took me. But anyway, I'm gonna take a break, go and get something to eat, and then I will be back. The book is very good so far. I feel like I look really red because I'm quite warm after being cuddled in blankets all day. But I am severely enjoying myself, even though I know like 47 children are about to die. But I wouldn't change it for the world. So it's now the evening. I finished the book just after 7 PM. It is currently 9:30. I took a little bit to digest it. Sorry about the state of my face and my hair. I know I look a bit weird. Just go with it, it's fine. How I look isn't important, it's more of what I'm saying is important. But oh my god, loved it, 5 stars. I think all of the Hunger Games books are amazing. I've never actually read anything else by Susan Collins, but I think they're all such a amazing quality of writing. It's what I aspire to be. Often when you have a series of books, you have 1 or 2 that stand out better than the rest, and 1 or 2 that stand out worse than the rest. In my opinion, I think all the Hunger Games books are of about the same writing quality, and a really good quality as well, not just like the same quality but it's kind of basic and boring. They're all of an amazing quality, but oh my god, 5 stars, loved it. I don't really know what to say other than it was absolutely amazing. I thought all the characters were just amazing as always, especially the District 12 team of tributes. I think my favourite character from this book was definitely Maceley for me, although overall, after A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, my favourite character is actually President Snow, but like his character in A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, he's not my favourite otherwise, but I think he was great in that book. I really enjoyed him in that book. So honestly, I would have liked to have more of President Snow, but that's just a personal preference. I don't think it made the book bad. But he wasn't in it a great deal. I felt like he had a bit of a menacing presence in the other books, even though he isn't, obviously with the exception of Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. He's not in them a great deal, but he's a lot more menacing in them without needing to be there a lot. So I thought that was interesting, but I think that was just more of personal preference. I don't think it made the book bad, but I love what they did at the end with Wyrus and Mags. That was, well, it wasn't great, obviously, but I still enjoyed reading it. Whenever I say something's great in a book like this, I'm like, I don't mean great as in like, please don't like let it happen to me, but it was great to read about. Kind of great in that way. It was just, yeah, amazing. And even though obviously going into the book, I knew what was going to happen, obviously, because Haymitch is alive in the first 3 Hunger Games, so it's like, you know, massive spoilers already, you know he's gonna win the games, you know he's gonna survive. So anytime there's any kind of dilemma in the book, you're just kind of like, well, it's gonna be fine, because you know he survives. Whilst you go in knowing that, I still think it was really interesting and how the momentum kept going with you still being aware of that. It was the same with Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. At the end you knew Snow was going to be okay because he becomes president, so it was kind of fine, but still you got the momentum and the suspense going even though you know what's going to happen. Like one of my favourite films, bit of a completely different situation, one of my favourite films is Argo, which is such a good film, and I already know the ending. I've seen this film like 20 times, I love it so much. I know the ending, I know exactly what happens, but I still get really tense and I'm like, oh my god, are they gonna make it? Are they gonna make it right at the end when they're on the plane? I know what happens, but I still get really tense about it, and I felt the same feeling when I read Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and with this one I just thought it was stunning all the way through. I don't know what else to say. It's just amazing. Like a masterclass at world building all the time, characters, relationships, setting, just everything. The plot, everything. Absolutely amazing. Loved it so much, and honestly the whole time I was reading it, because I write dystopian fiction, it was like motivating me to go back and reread my own novel before I do another round of sending it to people to see if they're interested in it, to make it even better. So yeah, I think Suzanne Collins is amazing, just amazing. A writing legend to me, in my opinion. So that's my review of it, 5 stars. And whilst we're here, now I've read all 5 of the Hunger Games books, I don't know if there's going to be another one. I don't know, I'd love like a spin-off story about Finnick. I love Finnick. Anyway. My ranking of them. I think for me personally, even though I love Snow, my least favourite, and when I say my least favourite, I think they're all of pretty much the same quality. This is just down to personal preference. My least favourite is A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, only because I really wish at the end you got to see Snow kill Lucy Gray, which I know sounds like a really horrible thing to say, but like, I mean, it's the Hunger Games for a start, like there's death everywhere, so it's fine, I think. But I don't know, I just felt like it was left a bit too ambiguous to me. I really wanted to see him like properly murder her. Like he obviously did kill her, but I was like, show me him doing it rather than him just kind of wandering around and shouting her name. And then in 4th place, I think I'm gonna put this one. I still really enjoyed it. Like I said, this isn't about quality, this is just personal preference. I just think the relationship between Haymitch and his love interest in this book wasn't my personal favourite relationship. I wish they had a bit more time together to see them, which I know is a bit difficult with the structure of the book, but just personally, I would have liked that. It's fine that it didn't happen though. I don't think it makes it a bad book. It just, that's where it falls into my ranking. Then I'd say in 3rd place is the original Hunger Games. There's nothing wrong with it. I think it sets everything up amazingly. I just prefer the other 2 a bit more. So between Mockingjay and Catching Fire, I think for me, Mockingjay is in 2nd place. Mockingjay I think is a perfect way to end the series, and when I say end the series, I know this one and A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes came out afterwards, but it is chronologically the ending, even if it wasn't chronologically published as the ending, if you get me. but I love it. Actually, the ending of Mockingjay is one of my favourite book endings of all time, and actually I can't remember if it made it into the final draft, but in my PhD thesis I did at one point have the ending of Mockingjay in it. I'm pretty sure it made it into it. It's been a while since I've read it because I have no reason to go back and reread it. I'm pretty sure it made it into it, like literally like the last full paragraph of the ending of Mockingjay, because I loved it so much. I did make sure there was a reason for it. I didn't just like, yeah, we're just gonna stick this in here and then pretend it's not there. There was a reason for it, but I love the ending of Mockingjay. So I think my favourite for me personally is Catching Fire, just because I love the arena and all the intricacies of it, the different teen dynamics, all their personalities, their characterizations, all the different things the districts do. I just think the Hunger Games in itself is so clever, and I also love a book that's so overtly political, which today was fun because I'm British and I receive it's been really weird hearing it on the news. I call them PIP payments, everyone else calls them PIP, and I'm like, no, it's PIP. And what this awful government are gonna do about this this country. What a day for it to come out. Basically, and then everything that's going on in America and Russia and Ukraine and Palestine, it's just a mess. But anyway, I absolutely loved it. I thought it was a great book. You should totally read it if you haven't already, and if you have read it, please, I'd love to know what you think, because it just consumed me the entire day. I was never once bored, and it was just amazing. So I'd love to know what you think of the book and what you think of what I think about the book, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!